Effects on the rigidity of the neck. BD0745 from January 14, 1939, taken from book number 15. And there will be many of them to whom my help will be sent from above, but their spirit will not want to receive it. They will remain in their rigid world of thought and not depart from it one iota, even though they have no evidence whatsoever for their views. They will only ever want to comfortably reject all responsibility for their lives and thereby cause themselves the greatest psychological damage. But now the spiritual side is influencing this earth with all its might. The desire to penetrate spiritual knowledge will also make itself felt among those, and it is therefore advisable to offer the teachings of God to those who are still misguided in such a way that their attention is first drawn to the proclamations which do not so much touch upon ecclesiastical teachings, for a certain resistance to everything dogmatic makes their rejection understandable, since they take offense precisely at the errors of these and would now like to renounce them completely. A thorough cleansing of the traditional will only influence these people favorably, and they will be much more receptive to pure, factual explanations than to pious speeches, which are rather repugnant to them. Instead of the previous lack of faith in the old teachings, a spiritual search will begin among all those who are not yet completely secularized. They will be confronted with questions, the answers to which seem not insignificant to them, and in view of the difficult times they will begin to occupy themselves with deeper thoughts and seek explanation. And it is therefore often the first occasion for such inner reflections that can be called blessed, as the strangest coincidences and opportunities then chain together to lead the searching person into the light of truth, even if often only after a long time. And so every endeavor is blessed, often not visible at first, even seemingly having a negative effect, but sometimes life itself intervenes in such a way that the person cannot completely free his thoughts from what he has heard. And it is on such coincidences and events that the otherworldly world of spirits is built. The tireless activity of these cannot remain without influence, although only very few pay attention to the fact that they have the desire to turn away more and more from earthly life and occupy themselves with spiritual problems. At first unwillingly and quickly discarding the thoughts, but always returning to the same thoughts. Humanity is very arrogant, it believes it can get by without spiritual knowledge, considers only all earthly matters worthy of attention and therefore remains in spiritual poverty, yet boasting and emphasizing its spiritual superiority with conviction. And it is difficult to preach the gospel to such people. To give them an insight into the divine creation. To stimulate their thinking through indisputable facts can also cause a change in their thinking, and then a tiny seed has fallen into a soil in which it should be painstakingly nurtured in order to sprout and bear fruit. The Father's Spirit of love will bless such endeavor, and with increased power the Word will penetrate such willing hearts that have finally given up their resistance, abstain from any preconceived opinion and try to reach the light through the night. But it will take a long time, but there must always be a beginning if success is to be achieved one day. Many a person seeks the truth and does not yet recognize it because his search is not the right one. Yet he will reach truth and knowledge far sooner than the one who does not have an inherent desire for truth, who does not search and only accepts the opinion of others without having examined it himself. The latter will truly walk in darkness until his hardened heart has recognized the wrongness of his thoughts and actions. Let each one seriously examine himself as to what moves him to reject the gifts from above. He who seeks nothing other than to fathom the truth will be helped by spiritual powers. But to whom only the thought of responsibility seems uncomfortable and makes him reject it, he will remain in the night of unbelief, and any spiritual help will be of no avail to his stubborn mind. And the Lord will have to take far harsher measures against such people if he does not want to consign them to eternal destruction. Amen.